Well, with seeds, you really win some and you lose some. So let's start with the parsley. So these are a mixture of flat leaf parsley and curly leaf parsley. And the flat leaf parsley are probably only 2 years old, and you can see nothing has come up, whereas the flat leaf parsley have. The same is kind of same with these sweet peas. These sweet peas are all fresh from last year. A couple of the older seeds have come up, but most of the old seeds, as you can see, actually there's another one here, haven't come up at all. The cucumbers, now these were ancient, they haven't come up at all, but these, which are the spring onion seeds from expired in 2012, have almost all come up. So you can never be quite sure what's going to go on with your seeds. Now you can see here, these sweet peas are getting a bit leggy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this, because sweet peas are very hardy. So I will move this on a slightly warmer day into the lean-to, which hasn't got any temperature, and then they'll just sit there and wait for warm weather and then bulk up a bit. When these start running away and when these start running away, I will put them under some grow lights. But I'm just really pleased at the moment. I've got little seedlings on the way, ready for the season ahead of us. So let's just check in with the budgies. Here's Pluto, and I think Pluto might soon be a dad, because here are our 3 babies from the last time. But if we go in here, you can see there is Sunny, but let's go and take a look. There are eggs. So Sunny has 4 eggs. She did actually lay a 5th, but I put that 5th one under Venus to start with, and Venus broke it. Now these might well be completely infertile, but I think she's probably mated with Pluto. So we'll keep an eye on these, and I'm hoping that if she has mated with Pluto, it'll mean that she actually, or he rather, takes some responsibility of the babies when they start arriving. But there are 4 eggs due to hatch at the end of this month. So we'll keep an eye on her, and then these will be the last babies for her this year. I'm going to take the nest boxes down after she's had her clutch. Venus is not laying, is never going to lay, I don't think. And I'll take the nest boxes out, and then I want to paint this entire flight, make it with a nice emulsion, white, clean it up, make it nicer for the budgies to kind of be showcased in. Well, I thought we would do a little catch up with those 4 chicks. So you can see here, there's obviously the difference between the 3 silkies and our little Ixworth there in the middle. Ixworth is already outstripping them, and they are nice little bulky things. You can see it's quite a hardy looking, or we should say she, shouldn't we? Because that's what we want her to be. She's quite a bulky looking thing. And then the silkies, as always, look completely and utterly straggly and fluffy, and they don't really get much better until they're adults. They always look completely sort of, I don't know, bedraggled. Again, as I said before, the black you can see is not black feathers, it's actually their black wingtips. But they're all doing really well. Very well. They've been very happy indoors. I don't know why they like to sit up at this end, because I have put their heat pad in, but they're not using it. They just are sitting in the food bowl instead. But I'm looking forward to seeing these little ones growing over the coming months. So some of you might recall that I got that wonderful gift of all those trees a couple of weeks ago. And I got 31 trees and a hyacinth. Well, whatever happened is they left a tree out. So the subscriber that very generously donated those contacted me to let me know there should have been a rowan. So they contacted the company, had a little complaint, and I got this box today. So I'm assuming there was a little rowan in here. Now the rowan that should have come should have been a really big one, the size of that black holder, but they didn't have any in stock, so they've sent me a little one instead. So let's have a little... Oh, well, oh look. So firstly, we've got another hyacinth, which is great because the hyacinth that was sent is in full flower and it's filling the living room with scent, but it's almost over. So now we've got another one. And let's try and find this. Oh, blimey. When they say it was little, it really is little. Oh, look, it's a teeny tiny baby. So this is a little rowan tree. But it's a tree and it'll be going to the farm. So yet another tree for the new Brimwood Farm woodland. Good morning, boys. So today we've had news that DEFRA have increased the prevention zone to all of the UK. So this doesn't mean we're in lockdown. What it does mean is that you need to be taking biosecurity measures. So your chickens can still be out, but their food and their water all need to be inside. So these are all fed inside the shed. You do also need to use a disinfectant. So I use a bowl of Virkin S, and when I'm out I just dip my boots. When I come out into the garden and when I go back into the garden, and just generally keep an eye on your chickens and make sure they're not, they're not ill. So I'm going to let these three boys into the shed with their ladies. They've just come out from where they live overnight, sleep overnight indoors. Barry is already out with his ladies. Barry is out, sorry. That's Barry. That's Bruce. So I'm going to get on with the day. Well, folks, we had some storm damage last night, as you can see, but the whole thing didn't come off, which I'm quite surprised about, and I'm actually just going to leave it for the rest of the winter, probably like this, because it's just going to come down again. But one thing I was kind of glad about, because when I was lifting it around, was this. You can see that the honeysuckle that I planted, so this was a cutting only from last year, decided that it's warm enough to start getting ready for spring. So this is great. So I've got one here and then I've got another one here, and they're both starting to come out, which is fabulous. So it means that next year, hopefully, when this is pushed up, this will be covered in honeysuckle and maybe sort of hold together a little bit. So out of a broken fence comes something rather nice. Hello and welcome to Sunday. I just wanted to end the week with a huge thank you to you for watching and for subscribing and sharing and liking. I honestly appreciate it so much. You might have noticed recently that the channel has kind of skyrocketed, and that's because of that 6 reasons to keep quail video that I did back in the summer. And I adore quail, and I had such a blast filming that video and sharing it with you, and it seems that everybody else is suddenly wanting quail too, which is a good thing. But it does mean that I'm getting a ton of comments, and so if I don't get around to answering your comment immediately, it's just because I'm backed up. I will get round to it, I promise. And if you don't hear from me, just keep commenting and eventually I will get round to replying. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm really appreciative of everything that you watch and you do for the channel. As you can see behind me, it's extremely grey and cold and gross today. So as the year progresses towards spring, we'll have tons more stuff coming to the channel and actual more growing. But as you know, at the moment there's not a lot to do. I'm going to pot on some pelargonium cuttings that I've got today. I can show you actually. Oh, I've got these wonderful little cuttings. They've all rooted, so I need to pop these on, but that is about it. But for now and for this week, bye-bye, and I will see you soon.